Love, peace, and soul, y'all. What's going on? Welcome, Empress Phoenix Fire. Another intimate moment of the Empress Meandering Chronicles. I'm gonna start. Definitely gotta separate some of these videos and do some playlists so y'all can keep track of the channelings versus the readings. Right? So I'm just here chilling in my home, making some pretties. Not sure if I'm gonna add these to the website, but I'm definitely making some personal pieces for me and mine. And depending on how I feel, y'all may be able to see them and they may be on the website. So, yeah, just feeling real creative when I'm going through my crystals and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's time to create. So as I'm in, this is a form of, all right. So a couple channelings came forward. So we just had like a really strong thunderstorm, and the channeling came forward like the ancestors are like kind of type angry right about now. Yeah. Your ancestors, even your spirit entourage, your guardian angels, they kind of a little pissed right now. So just like we have been feeling like that 9 of Wands energy of feeling battle weary, like we just sick of always having to defend ourselves. We can't get a moment's rest. It seems like as we get a moment's rest, it's always something else to take care of, something else to face, something else to conquer, something else to master. You know what I mean? A bill to pay, whatever it is, on any spectrum and any level. So our spirit team is experiencing as above, so below. So our spirit team is experiencing the same battle fatigue in the spirit realm. So it's like the ancestors, some of the ancestors is type angry. Okay, so I'm getting angry in 2 ways too. Some of us have not been stepping up our ancestor altar work. And for the newbies, because I'm realizing there's a lot of new people to metaphysical, to spirituality and all of that good stuff. So I may have to go back and, start from ground zero, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to just do that all the time, because I do have those that are in the adept category. Okay. So the ancestors, okay, it's not a worship. It's a veneration. Veneration is more like an honoring. Okay, you're honoring your ancestors that came before you, that know about what you've been through. All right, that they live through us, right? Through our blood, through our gifts. Okay, this is why we may have an affinity, especially to our grandparents, because with the DNA, right, with the double helix, certain recessive traits usually skip one generation and go down to the next generation. This is why there's always a close bond between grandparents and grandchildren, because you really are your grandparents. You're really not your parents. You're your grandparents, actually, right? So, and your children are your parents. It's so crazy. Your children are your parents, right? So it's an honoring, and if you haven't seen the movie Coco, the children's movie Coco, there was a bootleg version. I forgot the original name of it, and it started out with the ancestor story of Coco, and then was it Pixar? I think Disney's Pixar, right, picked it up and made it more mainstream, and it brought about the ancestor veneration, and it's the truth about the spirit realm. And it's like if you don't venerate and honor your ancestors, that energy that can assist you in the other realm. And what happened in the movie, right? His ancestors literally helped him. He went to his ancestors on the day of Dia de Muerte, right, where the veil is thin. He went to his ancestors and received assistance, basically, and also received some truths that he didn't even know that was in the bloodlines, deep seated family secrets. Okay. So now we are stepping into Leo season. We are in Leo season. By the time y'all see this, it's going to be the day of the full moon. Right? So there's so many points coming up, y'all. Ooh, see? As I turned it on, it's all coming up. So let me stick to one point at a time. So Yeah, the ancestors are angry because it's like, y'all have forgotten our ancient ways. You have, like, you know what I'm saying? Specific, like certain things, like, like jewelry making. Like, this is a form of meditation. Okay. The series of numbers, the patterns, the color vibration. This is a form of meditation. This is a form of healing. That's why I said the classic sitting down and saying Om. That's really unrealistic and not practical. It may work for some, it doesn't work for others. You have to find out what is your happy space and what brings you meditation, right? So they're like, you forgotten the ways of making things by hand, right? Not just jewelry, like crocheting. Y'all went to Michael's. Michael's was lit. Like, you know what I mean? Like crocheting, things like that, making things specifically for women. Also for men, also crafting, wood making, making sculptures, making different things. It's not just women that make things by hand and craft things by hand. Shit, if you make t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, that's craft. That's craftsmanship right there. We got to modernize these things. You know what I mean? So the latest trend is what? Waist bead. Oh, yeah. Your girl making some plus size waist beads out in this mug. You know what I mean? And when you measure and then you realize how your circumference, women, yo, so many things. Channel is coming out. Sorry. Your circumference, all right, of that waist, of that womb space. Like, it's a lot coming out. All right, let me stick to the first channel. So they're angry about that. They are also angry because a lot of us have been doing a lot of emotional clearing. Remember, the Cancer New Moon brought about some deep emotional clearing. So our ancestors feel, and our spirit team, they know when we cry, when we feel away, when we're purging, right? And that's all it takes sometimes is for you to shed a tear. For them to be like, oh no, my baby, you know what I'm saying? Like if you see your baby come home from school and let's say they got bullied or got into a fight or something and then they start crying and telling you the story, you gonna be pissed. Who did what? I said, what? Okay, so then I need to come to school tomorrow morning and we need to, because ain't nobody gonna be touching my baby. Ain't nobody gonna be doing this, doing that, right? It's the ancestors are the same way. Like, ain't nobody gonna be messing with my baby. Ain't nobody gonna be messing with my child. The Most High feels that way about you. Okay? Especially if you don't mean nobody no harm. They seem like it keep focusing now as I move. Yeah. So they tight right about now. And they going to enact and they're going to exact judgment on anyone who has been bullying you, gang stalking you, thieving from you, scheming against you. All of these things have been coming about, right? And all you doing is you in your gates and in your yard. You're just you know what I'm saying? You're doing your own little thing. And people just want take away take away, you know what I mean, your happiness. They want to attempt to, because we know nobody could take away your happiness, right? So they pissed about that. Then also, damn, so many channelings. I got the channeling too about that. See, it came in and went. That. Yeah, because there's a cleansing that's about to take place too. Today is also July 23rd, which is His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, his birthday, right? The birth of Christ. Even in Harry Potter was like a Heru story. We know that. And this is why the Christ was actually born in July, not in December. Okay? It was summertime. It wasn't winter. It wasn't cold. So this is where a lot of misconstrued and information is. But when you really study ancient texts, you will learn these things and see these things. Remember, it's just a parable. So Haile Selassie, why he was deified by the Rastafari community, is because with the narrative in the Bible about Christ being born, it is truly in July, because the Lion of Judah, right, the tribe of Judah, in Rastafari faith, in their astrology, is the 12 tribes of Israel. So each month is governed by a different tribe. And for July, it is the tribe, for, if I'm not mistaken, it is the tribe of Judah. That's why he is dubbed the conquering lion. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Big up to the Rastafari, the community. I always like big up my grassroots energy. Every lesson I've learned, you know, it has stuck with me and stayed with me and has been true to my heart. So I see the divinity, not only in him, but like in the graduation from that faith is not, he came to be an example that we too can, you know, exhibit Christ consciousness. It's also the celebration of my girl had her root. Okay. So that's why I'm making my waist beads. You feel me? That's the femininity, the expression of femininity, of creation and growth and sensuality. She was very sensual, right? Sensuality. She gets people in the mood. She starts the party. She sparks off the party. So we in fire season. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's been thundering. Well, it's monsoon season, so it's been thundering every day. But check out the reading I did, Gaining Strength, because I explained about what thunder is, lightning, and all of that, and how it is referencing to what's going to happen in Leo season. So check that video out as well. But I was like, yeah, the ancestors, I was like, ooh, they fired up. They fired up. They got the cannons ready. They ready. This is why some of us may have felt like the ancestors, like, or our guides may have been quiet, but it's not that they have been quiet. It's because they've been battling. They tired of fighting. And then think about it. Of course your team gonna be tight. Like, okay, this enough is enough. Because we're not going to keep battling these same fools that keep trying to stop our baby from doing what they supposed to do, from them trying to graduate to get to the next level, to do. So we got to get this adversarial enemy out the way. So we got to work a little extra hard. We got to do this, whatever they doing, shifting, bringing soul contracts together, whatever they have to do in the spirit realm, protection, blocking, dodging, helping to block and dodge, sending synchronicities, sending signs to us as well in the midst of, you know what I'm saying, us being battle weary too down here. So they tight. They like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You making me do double work. We down here, we up here trying to, or up, down, up, around. All right. We in this dimension, we in here trying to make things happen for their life, because they following on their purpose and on their path, and they're learning their lessons, right? Not bothering nobody, not taking away from nobody. And people want to interfere with that. Energies want to interfere with that. We tired of that shit, because you making me do double work. We ain't about doing double work. Okay? And like I said too, some of us, we have been lackadaisical. Some of us are ignorant into the ways of how it's beneficial to venerate your ancestors. Or some of us are just learning, or some have been, because, we're tired, we trying to maintain, we may get a little lackadaisical with it. So I would say definitely for this full moon, keep them fed. Even if you make a special meal, because I know it could be hard, like, especially with my children, like they got, their bellies is bottomless pits. You may make some food, like, all right, I'm gonna make a little extra for the ancestors, and then you go around to make a plate for the ancestors, and then the teenage boy done went in there 2-3 times and took up the food. So you know what I mean. So even if you got to be diligent, make extra, or if it's done, make a little something that they would like. Now, getting like store-bought cake and all that stuff is cool, or store-bought food, but I feel it's better if you make it. It's food that you put love, right? Because you put your love into it. You know what I mean? Food that you make for you and yours, set them out there in portion, like as if they was at the dinner table with you. You know, yeah, because they'll see the effort. Like, yeah, you put forth some effort here. You're not just going to the store buying a store-bought cake and cutting a slice or put the whole cake up on the altar because someone else handmade that. Someone else energy is on that, right? So I'm just definitely seeing that, like, you know, really putting your hands and your energy to things, even areas in your house. You know, like sometimes the children have chores, you know, like, you know, yeah, my children got chores. They got certain sections of the house and all that. But then there's going to be times where you're going to have to give that once over. Because, you know, they're not going to get them corners like you can. So you're going to have to find the time to do, you're going to have to take it room by room. Keep members, keep it simple. So if you do one room, boom, then you make sure, like, listen, I just done sanctified this room. Now we're gonna move on to the next room the next day. We're gonna sanctify this one, right? And I think that's about it, y'all. Like, that's really it. Like, just make sure that you keep your ancestors, you know, keep feeding them energy, because they need that energy too. Just like you want them to keep protecting you, assisting you, sending synchronicities, signs, and all of that, and messages. You gotta give them that energy, because they really doing some work, yo. That's what I feel like. They really and exacting like judgment energy. That thunderstorm was felt just like straight judgment. I was like, ooh, tell them again. One more time for those in the back. Yes, that thunder was hitting, lighting. The sky was lit up. And then again, it's with full moon energy. It's illumination. It's bringing light to things that were hidden, to things that were in the dark. Right? Harvesting, reaping what you sow, whether it's positive or negative energy. So with that, y'all, I'm going to see y'all on the check-in as always. All my links are in the description box. Reading, products. You see. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to add this on there. But this one is, yeah, for your girl called Carolina soon go. You know what I'm saying? The Ginas. The Ginas ain't going nowhere. They may lift up a little bit. Just a little. Oh, I ain't name my fupa yet. I ain't name her. I'm thinking of a name for her too. She ain't going nowhere either, but she gonna reduce. We gonna get her down, and I'm gonna use this as a system of measurement. But yeah, this is a form of meditation. That's why we have mandala beads, prayer beads, things like that you keep. But also making them within itself is a meditation. And with that, I'm gonna see y'all on the check-in, y'all. Peace.